Welcome to another podcast presentation from the Zenith Corporation.
May I have your attention, please? Your podcast will begin in just a few moments. Please keep your hands inside the podcast at all times and enjoy your ride.
Well, hello everybody and welcome back to In Out Delete. As you know, we review the big new movie of the week and long lost forgotten classics handpicked by one of our members. My name is Robert.
America.
Ricardo.
Gio.
And Gino couldn't be here today. He was fired off the podcast, so replacing him is Kevin.
What's up, everybody? I'm Kevin.
If you're new here, we use the rating system of In Out Delete.
In, if you want to go and party with this person and buy them a shot. Out, if you go and you're like trying to be nice, you're not down to party with them, so you just buy them a soda. Or delete, where you don't buy anything and you make this broke ass just get themselves water.
Yeah.
Well, so this week we watched the movie Parasite, which some critics are calling the best movie of the year, but only our opinion matters, so we'll decide that. And Ricardo's pick, which was...
They Live.
Ooh.
Shit. I'm still shaking.
Let's listen to a little bit of the trailer from Parasite.
뭐야, 소독해? 창문 닫아.
나도 봐. 공짜로 집안에 소독도 하고.
부모님 얼굴도 뵙고 좋더라. 건강들 하시고.
일거리가 없으셔도.
네가 내 대신 얘 과외 선생님 좀 해줘라. 영어.
대학생인 척하라는 거야?
구라를 좀 치지 뭐.
Hey guys, so you might have noticed that that trailer was in Korean. So if you didn't understand that, sorry man, we didn't either. But anyway, back to the pod.
Parasite. Greed and class discrimination threaten the newly formed symbiotic relationship between the wealthy Park family and the destitute Kim clan. Ricardo, what did you think of this movie?
So, it's crazy because I never get too excited for movies and stuff. But when I saw this one, I never even heard of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess you guys were saying how like it's like too good or whatever. I never even heard of it. But once I saw it, dude, I love the writing. I love the fucking story. I love the way it looks. It's badass. This is like one of my favorite movies of the year. I'm super in on this one.
Cool.
Yeah. So what do you guys think?
America?
I love this movie. I knew there was like a lot of like buzz around it, so I really wanted to go see it. But not really knowing what to expect. I didn't know anything about the movie really. And honestly, I loved it. Like, I want to call this movie like perfect. Like, it was so funny. It got like really tense. Like, it just had so much. Like, everything was so good. So yeah, super in.
Kevin, what did you think? Our special guest reviewer.
Dude, I'm a hater, so I want to say out, but I loved it.
I'm really confused.
He turned on himself.
I'm gonna go cut your brakes.
He used his one, flip over, and that's what he did. He would.
Keep in mind, you are being graded on this, so...
I mean, it was so good, I saw it twice.
What?
Like,
Wow.
I saw it once alone, and then like I took my friends because I knew they'd enjoy it. So, I mean, it was great. I mean, it got kind of awkward because at the end, you know how it's all like super... emotional and like very like charged and like
Steady crying.
this giant build up, and then all of a sudden boom, it happens, and then the son is reading whatever the letter, and then so I'm trying to like hold it in, you know, just be like a real man, but like there's like a huge knot in my throat, and I'm just like, you know, like don't cry, and then so like great idea, just drink a lot of water so you don't have to cry, right? So then I started drinking water, but then I started choking on the water. So now I'm like trying not to cry while trying not to choke on my own water. So I'm just like spazzing out and seizing in the seat while all this like emotional shit is going on screen. And then so finally credits roll and I just go like, you know, just like let out a big ass sigh and just like, that was amazing.
An intense movie going experience.
It was wild.
Gio, what did you think?
I'm in on this movie. I thought it was really good. I agree with everybody here. It's almost like two movies in one. Because it starts off being one thing, and then all of a sudden, like, it gets super emotionally charged at the end.
So I'm super in on this as well.
Yeah.
I had heard
Sweet.
some,
Yeah,
sweet, all ins. I had heard some of the buzz about it, so I was kind of excited, but I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know the story, nothing. I didn't even watch a trailer.
Yeah, same. I don't like to watch trailers either.
Right from the opening shot, the opening scene, you knew you were in for a treat. like just the filmmaking behind this was so extraordinary. The screenplay is like it's hard to classify what type of movie this is. Is it a comedy? Is it a drama? Is it a thriller? Is it a crime?
It's everything.
It's everything. It covers every emotion. The movie plays you like a fucking instrument, which is fantastic.
It's fucking dope, man. I love
Super
that. Yeah, and then like it's fucking cool because it's so funny. That's like the best part.
Yeah,
that is like really funny.
Yeah,
and then like that whole build up to the end, I was just like, cause I was in right already, but then like I was like, it has to have something crazy happen, you know. And then when it does, I was just like, well, there it is. That's what you need. That's what you need.
But what I loved about it is that even before like all the crazy stuff started to happen, I had no idea where this movie was gonna go, and I was super excited about that. Because we watch a lot of shit, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of most of the time it's predictable, right? Yeah. Like, oh, you know, this and that's gonna happen. I had no idea what was gonna happen in this movie, and I was like so excited to find out what was coming. And when it did, you were just like, oh my god, I can't believe what's going on.
It's weird, look, because movies don't do that to me anymore.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
so it's like perfect.
And I was watching it, I was so happy. I was like, this is a movie. You know, it's kind of weird to say that, but like, when was the last time we felt like this? Such an original story, such an original screenplay, so well made, where like you're laughing and you're tense in the same scene, right?
So crazy, dude.
And you don't know where you're going. You're like, I know why Kevin almost fucking died while watching.
Seizure.
Even like even the second time around
coaster.
when I was like with my friends, like I was trying to just like be a dude and be like, no, I'm not gonna cry around my friends.
Yeah.
And still like I like had to like have a dust in my fucking, you know, because like it was so like it's
the end is very, very emotional.
I mean, it's a very real real perspective on, you know, like class structure and social economics and whatnot.
Well, and then I was gonna say that I was gonna like, you know how like this movie is emotional or whatever, like I never feel anything like that usually when I watch movies, but this one actually got me like more than like Toy Story or anything. Like I was actually like, oh fuck.
Well, because you kind of see yourself.
Right.
And that's the crazy thing is that you love the characters, but you're also like, these are
fucking
bad
assholes.
people. Yeah, like you shouldn't be rooting for this. But the writing is so good that like these are complex characters, and all of them are too. Right? You like all of them, and you don't like them at the same time. You know, all the characters are like that.
I questioned that. I was like watching. I was like, "Fuck! Like this guy's an asshole, but fuck, why am I in his side?" You know, like it's crazy.
I mean, it got kind of weird too with the high school girl, right? I mean, he's getting really emotionally attached to that girl that's like 5 years younger.
Emotionally, let's call it that.
Okay, sexually, I guess, right? That's valid.
I wanted to go see this movie at the ArcLight, and after the screening, they had like a little video of like a little Q&A with the director, and he was talking about what you kind of mentioned, Kevin, about the whole class structure thing. That at the beginning you have two classes that they talk about. So you have the rich, and then this poorer family. The third family gets introduced. That poor family then becomes middle class, and that other family becomes the lower class. And then you see how they all fight amongst themselves.
Yeah. And it's great like that because the rich guys kind of look down on the regular family, like, oh, they kind of smell and stuff. And then when they introduce the other family, that the head of that family is looking down on them, saying like, well, how do you live like this, right? When
it's crazy.
He himself is living the same way in a sense. Like, it's great imagery, though. Like the cinematography
and
is
they
great
tell them
in
at one
sense.
point too, they're like, oh, if you count like half basements or whatever, which is kind of what they live in. So even that guy's reminding him like, get off your high horse, like you don't have it much better.
Yeah, the director actually also mentioned that. He's like, if you look at it, it's very. He's like, he wanted to make it very vertical.
Yeah.
So because you have the rich people living on this hillside house, then you have, like I said, the basement, and then you have the sub basement. So you have an actual vertical representation of the class system as
and
well.
And the cinematography represented that too, really great. Yeah.
And then the even like the, I don't think I'm spoiling anything, but even the landscape rock, like it was a little totem. You know what I mean? It carried its way throughout the whole.
You know how like the whole flooding happens?
Yeah.
They all have to go back to work, right?
Yeah.
And then like the lady is rich and she's in the back. She's like, oh, thank God, at least like we have water this time. Like it didn't affect her at all. And then everybody's having a good time. Like they have no idea.
She called it a beautiful day.
Yeah.
And like, the climate is great and everything.
And those are great like parallel scenes, like when they're getting ready in the gym. You know, it's basically refugees. She's getting ready, you know, in her house. Yeah. It makes like. I love movies that kind of hold a mirror up to you, right? It makes you look at yourself like what,
crazy.
and you kind of place yourself like, where am I in this kind of
I'm the
class
Rock.
structure?
Bring good luck and bad luck.
Because at one point you think, okay, I'm with this family, right? But then you look, it's like, well, I'm not. I'm probably with this family, right? And maybe I'm the privileged. I don't know.
I'm legitimately Kevin because that was his name. Never mind, he got kind of rapey, so I'll scratch that. Never mind.
You might not want to be that.
Yeah. Scratch that.
So I've heard, all this buzz about it being the best movie of the year. Would you
won
guys
at
agree
Cannes,
with
right?
that?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Best movie of the year?
Dude, I really, really I think this movie is perfect. Like, everything is so good.
Yeah.
There's
fact
not
that-
one aspect of this movie that isn't done like exactly right.
It is a near perfect, like, that's a fucking cliche to say and all that stuff, but it's near perfect.
Even though it's in like Korean and has subtitles, like I don't think it doesn't even distract like at all.
No,
from-
you connect
and
with
the-
it almost
the message is
immediately.
clear.
As long as
yeah.
you know how to read. Right?
Ricardo, what's going on?
As long as you're not dyslexic, I guess.
That's
yeah,
why.
you'll be
Actually,
alright.
that's why Gino was fired because he wouldn't be able to read the movie. So we had to bring in somebody off the bench.
Like his movie.
I got assistants though. I got 4 eyes, so I'm good.
Ricardo, is this one of the top movies for you?
This is one of the top movies,
Yeah.
man. A movie like this doesn't come around like
No.
all the time,
Yeah.
so I fucking love like storytelling like this. The storytelling is the
That's
best
why I was
part,
so
man.
excited. Right? I was like, man, like it gives you hope, right?
Yeah, for
like
sure.
that there are original stories that can break
Fucking-
through, right?
exactly,
Somehow,
yeah.
some way.
But it has to be somewhere else now, right? Because
No, I mean-
America, I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't have to
It
be,
doesn't
but
have
the
to
fact
be,
that
you
it
know,
is
just
from
the
there
fact-
is
yeah.
super
Yeah.
cool.
Gio, where does this rank on your?
It's pretty much up there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
one of the best ones.
I think I don't know if we're gonna do like a top 10 list, but
of the year.
yeah.
It's
Well,
definitely up there with the Grinch.
No.
And
Well, like
the
of
Joker.
year.
I mean, no,
It's up there with the
but I
Joker,
have heard-
yes.
I have heard some people saying best movie of the decade. I've
Oh,
heard that
Maybe.
thrown around.
What
Yeah.
other movies have I?
damn.
I mean,
you
yeah.
know what? Maybe.
How old am I?
I put it
don't
in
know
like my
about that,
top
but-
10 of all time easily.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just because of like just the entire story and how relative it is, and how I think it'll always be relative, right? It'll always have a place.
Am I
Yeah.
biased or something? Because I still think the best movie of the year is Once Upon a Time.
Oh, we could talk
Yeah.
about that.
Sure.
Everyone's
Yeah,
entitled to
no.
their opinion,
Yeah.
so it could
I just,
be.
you
Not
know,
you.
the reason why I
But
brought
you're
that
wrong.
up,
No.
the reason why I brought that up, because sometimes you hear hype
Yeah.
and you build something up in your head, and then it usually doesn't live up to it.
Yeah, like the Joker.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, no.
That's why I
Hater.
heard. But this movie, I swear, from the very first frame, I was like, wow, this is I'm in for a fucking roller coaster here.
It's
Yeah.
just good.
Yeah.
I know.
I highly recommend watch it, seek it out.
Yeah, I've already
Watch it.
recommended it to my brother.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
this one's up your alley. You
Mhm.
should probably go watch this.
I mean, even the acting. Usually, like, there's one actor that even doesn't, like, kind of is like, I get it, you're acting,
Yeah.
But even the acting was, like, on point.
No,
Like,
yeah.
they were
Well,
those characters. They
Yeah, and
were
I,
those people.
I love the fact that like I never seen these people before, so it's like brand new actors to me.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Well,
they're
I
like
think I've
famous.
seen a couple.
Yeah.
Because I've seen this director's, I think, a couple of those other movies. He's
Oh,
really
yeah.
good, yeah.
Yeah, he's made, like, Okja, Snowpiercer.
He's really good at, like, changing, like giving you emotion that you weren't expecting. It's
And
like-
he writes it too.
Yeah.
I think maybe, yeah.
Fuck.
And he
like,
wrote and
same thing-
directed this one.
Yeah.
Damn, he's a fucking badass.
It took
He
him,
did
I
that.
think, 3 to 4 years to kind of finish up this script.
Really?
Like, it took him about, I think,
Yeah.
that much to kind of, I guess, develop, like, the idea, the story, and everything. And then he's like, yeah, I finished it in, like, about a month. And, like, actually writing it down.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, my
my God,
laptop is,
that's
like, it took me about,
insane.
like, about a month or so. Like,
So
a
he
little over a
planned it
month.
all out. And
Like,
then
it took him
actually
about, like, I
wrote
think,
it.
3 or 4 years to kind of, like, I guess, figure out where he wanted to do it and how he kind of wanted, like, to flesh it out. And then when he finally fleshed it out, it took him,
Probably
like,
why
Yeah.
it's so
Dude,
good.
but like
Yeah.
it's crazy because like you can make a movie like this, right? But to have the actors to actually do a good job on their shit, man, that shit is fucking.
But he's a
dope.
great director.
Yeah.
like, even before he shoots anything, he storyboards it out.
Mm.
Everything storyboarded out. And then he's all like, so he knows going into, like, this is what I want.
And I think that's why it feels so like fine-tuned and so precise,
Yeah.
right? Because he does so much planning before.
Yeah, he.
Yeah.
I guess that's the
Yeah,
privilege
that's
of being,
cool.
like, writer, director, producer.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he takes the time to, like, craft it because he has the privilege to, like, just be like, nah, it's not good yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why, when you watch this after watching fucking Hobbs and Shaw. You know, you cry because you're like, oh, this is what a movie is. You know,
Hobbs and Shaw was lit. I don't know, man. The Rock caught somebody, punched out of the window and caught somebody on a motorcycle, dude.
That's fucking
That's
fun, though.
wild. I want to be that
fun.
strong that day.
So for you,
Have we ever fired anyone mid-podcast?
Gino's coming back.
And Gino, you're hired
I think
again.
Gino would agree with me. Hobbs and Shaw was probably one of the greatest movies of this year.
Wait, did he delete it?
Well, it looks like we have all 5 ins on this. Damn it, nobody.
We could blame Gino. He's not here.
Yeah.
Damn it, Gino.
That was Parasite. We'll be right back after a quick break.
What do these things want, and why are they here?
You still don't get it, do you, boy?
They have recruited the rich and the powerful.
They're running the whole show.
Wake up! They're all about you, all around you. Blinded us to the truth.
Take a look.
They are safe as long as they are not discovered.
I don't know what they are or where they came from, but we gotta stop them.
Stay away from me.
Put these on. They have us. Look at them, they're everywhere.
They live. A drifter discovers a pair of sunglasses that allow him to wake up to the fact that aliens have taken over the Earth.
They're aliens?
Yeah.
What?
So why did you pick
Laser
this
people.
movie?
Wait, hold on. What the listeners can't see is that Ricardo's in cosplay right now.
Yeah.
He's wearing the sunglasses.
But they're blue inside. I should
He's
have
Roddy Piper right now.
This is the low. This is the low budget.
Why? Because he's brown? Racist.
So, Ricardo, why did you pick this movie?
Oh man, I love this movie. I guess because of Gino always brings up these 80s films that like always entertain me. That I was like, oh, I want to show him one, but fucking sadly, Kevin's here.
He got
now.
fired.
Fuck Gino.
This one was for Gino, but
Yeah,
whatever.
That's what you get, Gino.
Yeah, I think it's a really fun movie and silly as fuck and anti-America movie, but that's why. Yeah, so I'm in on this one.
Fucking hippie. America.
I'm gonna have to go with an out. Like, I thought it was funny enough. But you guys, these aren't my movies. Every time you guys pick something like this, I really want to quit. Like,
So-
I really have to watch this?
That's because you have rights now. You have to go back into the 80s when you didn't have rights.
See,
Oh,
Ricardo said it. It was anti-America.
I guess, yeah. Yeah.
I'll stop doing that though.
I actually didn't. I didn't get to finish the movie. I think I still have like 20 minutes left. I will go back and finish it, but honestly, my review is not gonna change. Yeah, it's not for me. But it was kind of funny.
All right, Kevin.
I mean, I'm in. But I mean...
It's not Parasite.
It's a soft
I know.
No, because Roddy, how is it? Roddy or Rowdy? How do you
Wait,
say?
really quick. Had you seen this movie before?
I did.
Yeah.
I did a nice
yeah.
little recap.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, like, one of my favorite artists back in the day, his name is Shepard Fairey. He copied a lot of shit from this movie. His whole thing is like obey, and so he literally.
Is that what,
Oh, that's what
Yeah.
I kept asking this guy too. I was like, so does this mean this is now a commercial for that brand?
And I was like, stop.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because that movie came out way before this guy came out. So then I guess he was just a big fan. He just started he made millions off of this, off all the.
Yeah,
It's
the
like
porn
the
movie
direct
never made
opposite
any
of what
money.
the movie was trying to say.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, because you know how I was like, obey. He literally just made that his brand.
Yeah. Gio?
I'm not gonna delete it, but I'm out. Yeah, it
Anti both of these people.
Yeah, we don't even have names.
like it's a slow build, and then the payoff isn't that great, but like it is like one of those pop culture, kind of icon kind of movies.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm not gonna delete it. but yeah, I'm kind of out on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a very We Live in a Society movie, right? But right? It's like,
Yeah,
it's like we're being sold everything. We're being brainwashed. We're
I don't think it tries to hide what it's trying to say.
Yeah, it's very open about it.
As far as me, I am super in. I love this movie. I've always have. I remember watching it as a kid, like on TBS, like late night or something. What is this? It was just on.
Turn
I
it
used to
off.
just stay on.
Go to sleep.
I was gonna say
Go to Skinemax.
you didn't make it to the end. There's boobies at the end.
Oh damn.
Yeah, but it was on TBS, so.
They didn't
That's
show
true.
boobies.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I love John Carpenter. This is not one of my favorite of his, but I love his shooting style. It's always like the widescreen, the lighting and all that stuff is great, and it's super funny. Like watching it, I hadn't seen it in a while. Watching it this time, I didn't realize how funny it was.
Dude,
like intentionally,
so
you know.
silly, dude.
Was it intentional?
It's a lot of one-liners.
It is.
And
Roddy
pissed me off.
Piper. I really appreciated his performance this time around because he's really good.
Is he?
He's
he
got one of the most famous one-liners from this movie.
And the act, like I realize it's more of an action movie than an actual horror movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of a western. We could get into all those things
Even
later.
the music.
Yeah. But yeah, I love this movie. I will say, like the climax of the movie, I could see kind of what you're saying, that there's not a lot of payoff in it.
And it's very late, and it's just like, okay.
But I just love it. I love the design. I love how when he puts on the glasses, like it turns into like this kind of 50s B movie style sci-fi. And a lot of the satire, you look at, I don't know what city they shot in, but it's Detroit.
LA.
It's LA, right?
Yeah.
It looks like LA today, right? With all the
Yeah.
fucking tent cities and stuff like that. So they got a lot of stuff right. You gotta admit.
Yeah, I saw my house right there.
This guy, Roddy Piper, he was a wrestler, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So where does this rank? And maybe you're the expert.
Shit, that's
It's definitely below the Marine 5.
Get the
That
fuck
was-
out of here, dude.
on wrestler to actor
Yeah.
transitions, where does this rank on your list?
Dude,
Because he's really good in this. I know
super
you don't
good.
like it, America, but I think he's really good
Dude,
in this.
he's so good that you didn't even know he was a wrestler.
Yeah,
You were
okay,
like,
you're right, yeah.
Yeah, like
I
you
mean, it's
just
just
saw
a
him
bad
as an
movie.
actor.
What's his wrestler name?
Rowdy.
Ronaldo.
Yeah, Rowdy Piper.
Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
No,
It's a Rowdy.
Shit.
Okay, so let's say Jesse Ventura in Predator is number 1, right? Where does this rank? Does it
He
rank?
can't be
What
number
about
one.
Stupid?
Well, how
What's
is
his
that
name?
not number 1?
Who's number
Yeah,
one
what's
on
on
your
your
list?
list?
Yeah, what about John Cena?
The fact that he was the star in this one,
Yeah.
that kind of helped a lot. Like it was what's it called? Arnold was the star in Predator, so that didn't count. It's
True.
a side.
But that performance is so memorable.
Yeah,
He
it
got
is
time
true.
to lead, you know? It's true. I will say, yeah, as a leading man, this guy, he's.
He could have had.
I mean, I know you guys
sequels,
don't think so, but I think he's really, really good in this as like an action, kind
Yeah.
of star in
He's
it.
perfect.
The one-liners and all that.
Yeah.
One question. I know I keep bringing this like to wrestling, but the famous line, "I came here to chew bubblegum." Does the movie predate the wrestling, or did they bring that from the wrestling into the movie?
He ad-libbed that in there.
Because that was his line from the wrestling?
No, that was his line in the movie. He ad-libbed that in the movie.
Right.
What an icon. Yeah, how could you hate America and Joe?
As soon as he said that line, America was like, "I don't get it. There was no bubblegum." What is he asking?
He's in a bank. He's not chewing gum. Like, he never had gum.
No,
like,
but
what the hell
all right.
is
So
this?
Piper, he's known as like the best talker, one of the best talkers. So
And
he
you
come
can tell.
Yeah, he could come up with the funniest shit all the time, and he's like an ultimate bad guy when he was a wrestler, you know. So I didn't know he made that line up though. So
Yeah,
that's
according to
good. And
IMDb, he made that up. Like that's why I said like
Iconic.
this movie's kind of like iconic. It's
Not
a great
kind of like. Get it right.
All right, this
Yeah.
movie's iconic.
With the
It's
capital
influenced
I.
many things in
Yeah.
pop culture.
Yeah.
That's why
You just
not
obviously
deleting
missed the point.
God. I feel like you're going to run him over.
I know.
Get out of here or something.
Okay,
I wish we were back
going back to iconic. We gotta talk about the fucking fight scene.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my god, I appreciated so much even more this time. How fucking entertaining is that?
Dude, they took a break.
Yeah.
Like a nice little rest. Like it was a good 30-second rest or
It was an
something.
intermission.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, it was so funny because I when I was watching it, I showed my sister, so I was watching it with my sister and my roommate, right? And like the fight was happening, and they couldn't stop laughing, and I was like, "See, this
so
is fucking good, dude."
And it's so like some of the hits, because it's like a long take. Some of them don't quite land, but some of them feel real. Some of them feel really real.
It reminded me of watching Family Guy with Peter and the chicken.
Yeah.
Just going at it. Just kept going and kept
South
going.
Park also shot for shot does the
this-
fight
that whole-
between Timmy
Yeah.
and
Jimmy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
See what I mean?
Line, two
Iconic.
lines.
It extends all the way through pop
Yeah.
culture, man.
Yeah.
You guys are just haters.
And they have wrestling moves in there. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I
they're
was waiting for
wrestling.
those just to see like,
So
okay,
good.
when are the when is it gonna go like full on wrestling mode? And there's I saw this like
A ref pops out.
The whole thing they're fighting about is like, put on the glasses.
Dude.
Yeah,
and it's like, dude, just let him go. Like, he doesn't want to put on the glasses.
Just put the glasses on.
But he's fighting him. How could he put him on if he's throwing punches at him? But I was like, he has him on the ground. He's fucking beating his head in.
He tries putting
won't
them on
be able to see after he puts them on while it's eating it. So
That shit is so funny when like he's just like I guess resting or whatever, you know? And then like fucking Piper's just limping to it. Starts fucking fighting again. It's so fucking good.
They start like at least restart like 4 times.
Yeah.
Oh
This
my
shit is
god.
hilarious.
I don't
dude.
watch wrestling, but if it's anything like that, I could see the appeal.
Like all he had to do was jump on the car and then jump on him. That was all it was.
Like
From the top rope.
He broke the windshield of the car, and he's like, "Sorry."
I think that was
What?
his car.
How does he have a car? But he sleeps in a tent city. Like, sleep in your
got so
car, you
mad.
idiot.
He got
No.
so mad.
No,
Oh my
the thing
God,
is,
what?
like, in all fairness, yeah, America has got a point.
No, I know, yeah.
Earlier, they were at a construction site.
Yeah.
And then there's like...
He's got a full-time job. He
No,
lives in
they
a
walk-
tent.
he walks
He's got a
home.
car.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
walks home.
yeah.
He just really respects other people's properties. Like,
Yeah.
fucking asshole.
He's all, like,
freaking
all they
vandalism.
What a
All they
nice
needed was
man.
like somebody, like random person to hand him like a chair, you know?
Oh, I know. That's what I was
He got
looking
the wooden
for.
stick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, see, you can't deny that this is an entertaining piece of art.
Come on.
It,
You know?
like,
Piece of art.
like I said, like it was entertaining or whatever. That's what I said. I'm not deleting it.
Yeah.
But it's just like it needed something more.
I don't put this on John Carpenter's top 5, I think, but it's still an entertaining piece, and the reason why it feels like a Western, because John Carpenter, he's known for horror, but he never wanted to make horror movies. He wanted to make Westerns. And this one is kind of the Drifter, you know, with the music, is his kind of version of the Western. But
The bar fight?
He honestly didn't give a
That was
shit.
a-
Yeah, he didn't give a shit about horror. Like, he wanted to make Westerns, and I think this is the closest he got to making a Western.
I was gonna watch it and I told America, I was like, okay, before we watch it, this is kind of like an action, you know? And then she was already like, oh no.
Yeah, I feel ripped off. I wanted to watch a horror.
But it wasn't like full on action either.
I would
Like
say
I
it's
mean,
more
yeah,
action
it
than
is.
horror.
no,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
it was like
you got helicopters, you got cops,
No, yeah, but I'm
you
not
got
saying it's
friends
nothing funny.
fighting.
You want to hear something funny again?
it's not Michael Bay action. Like it's
Oh, yeah,
still
you know.
it's still kind of
Do you guys remember when
back.
he's with the girl and she just pushes him
Oh
off?
yeah, dude, what
It
a
looks
strong
like-
woman.
Oh, it fucking flies off.
It's feminism, man. Like, you know.
It was so funny.
was
Yeah, I
the
want to be
80s.
as strong as she is.
Yeah, you want
She's probably
consent.
coked up.
Yeah, then like he
Maybe.
loves her. Like it
She is
doesn't
a
make
producer.
sense.
Yeah, he's like, he just kind of gets connected to her for no reason.
For like no
Like,
reason.
Yeah.
she comes
Love
back
doesn't
and
make
say, hey,
sense.
like, are
Ricardo,
you...
love doesn't make sense.
He's like, hey, are you okay? Like, no, you only threw me out
Out
of
of
a
a window.
building, you know?
And then she called the cops on him too, no?
Oh, because she's evil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
played him.
Fucking
Yeah.
lady.
She was a
She
mole.
played all of us. Yeah.
Played all of us.
I fell for it too.
Yeah.
But going back to the Obey thing, it's funny. I remember seeing like a shirt saying Obey, and I asked the person, I was like, "Oh, you like They Live?" And he's like, "What is that?"
Get away from me, nerd.
Yeah, it's funny that they don't know where that came from.
Dude, it's funny that Obey was like the most like Inland Empire fucking like cargo shorts wearing, Vans with long socks, fucking I go to raves 2010 fucking Chicano boy like style, you know what I mean? That's because that's like what me and all my friends were like cargo shorts and fucking Vans with long socks, and then Obey because you know we're different.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, I guess.
It's over like 30-year-old
Yeah.
movie. I think.
They destroy the thing like fucking
antenna.
cable
The antenna?
guy. Yeah, like cable guy, right? Yeah. So they
That's
destroy
another
it,
movie.
and now everybody could see them. Like
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
they don't have the vision
filter.
anymore. Yeah, the filter's gone. So like everybody like is watching TV, and then everybody starts seeing the skeletons too, and you know like regular
Yeah.
people. So that's what
So
happens.
what do they do? Do they kill him?
No, but that's the thing. Like so, everybody knows now. and
Why are
then-
there? Where did boobs
boom, it
fit in
ends.
here? You guys said there were
Oh,
boobs.
so
At the very
Okay,
end.
so yeah, so the
That's
filter
pretty
gets
cool.
removed.
yeah.
There's a couple. They're going at it.
What are they doing? What does that mean?
You know, the girl's topless and
They're
everything.
making whoopee?
Yeah. Freaking.
They're reproducing, right?
Yeah. They're reproducing.
How
I don't
are
know.
they reproducing?
They're married. They might be married. I don't know.
Where's
They
she
might be
at?
married and reproducing.
With
Well,
position.
that's the only way they can reproduce.
But yeah, the dude is an alien, and then the girl's a normal
Oh
person.
no!
So then she sees there's like, oh crap, what the hell is that? He's like, what's wrong? And then that's where it just ends.
He's like, what's
Oh,
wrong,
no.
babe? Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's really the last scene.
It's the last shot.
God.
Hence why
So
Robert
cool.
just stops
It
right
is
there.
cool.
Dude, even the alien dudes are dirtbags.
No.
It's crazy.
But they're supposed to be, right? Like he's like a douchebag or something.
Yeah, because they're not even married.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was the scary part of Gio. He's like, they're not married. All right, looks like we have 3 ins and 2 outs for They Live. Boo.
Damn it.
I'm alright.
Yeah, so that wraps up our
Spectacular.
Halloween season, guys. I hope you enjoyed
Well,
it.
not completely.
Yeah, there are still 2 more little surprises left, so keep an eye out for those. We want to say thank you to Kevin for filling in for... Gino's not fired. He'll be back next week, unfortunately. So that's all.
Thank you for
Kevin
inviting me.
stopping
Thank
by.
you, Gino, for letting me sub in.
I know, and you got fucking.
I have a pod with 2 of my homies. All we do is talk shit. It's called Young Adults.
Cool. We're at iTunes,
Yeah, where
Spotify.
can we
Oh yeah,
find this?
iTunes, Spotify, Overcast. We just literally talk shit for like an hour and then that's it. So
That's fucking
Alright.
cool.
Yeah, listen to that, and make sure to listen next week as we review Terminator: Dark Fate. Oh. And America's Pick, which is
Viva.
Viva. There you go. Tune in next week, guys.
Thank you for listening. Please exit the podcast and don't forget to collect all your belongings and young children. We hope you enjoy listening and have a great rest of your day here at In Out Delete.
This has been a podcast presentation from the Zenith Corporation, working for a better tomorrow for all of mankind.